How's everybody doing today? I can't hear you all. I can't hear you. I can't hear you. All right,
Doing
great,
well.
great, great. Excellent, 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 excellent. There we go. All right, let me cut this off over here. All right, there we go. 1 second. All right, I got too many YouTube. All right, there we go. Okay, give us just a moment. Miss Sarita, how you doing today, ma'am?
I am doing wonderful. How are you?
Doing great, doing great. Everyone, feel free to go ahead and place your information down in the chat. We're going to be getting started here just one moment. Excited to see everyone. Excited to see what we're going to be discussing on today. There's a lot to learn and a lot to discuss as well. So this is really, really good. So we'll be getting started just one moment. And I want to say welcome to our YouTube audience. Excited to have you all on here as well. And if you could actually go ahead and start placing your comments down in the chat, that would be great. Any comments that you have, any questions, and also, Sarita, we have a lot of good questions for you on today. A lot of individuals that want to learn a lot about the space. So this is really, really exciting. So again, what I need everyone to do. So again, this is a mixture. We have some on Zoom, some on YouTube. So everybody on YouTube, please stop right now and subscribe to the page and like the page right now. Then everyone on Zoom, I just placed a link down in the chat. If you can go over there and like the page there as well, that'd be great. We're gonna be getting started here. Just one moment. Need to get those likes and shares up. And please feel free to share the the YouTube link. Please share the YouTube link as well. We need to get those up before we get started. Going to get started. Just 1 second. Feel free to network amongst yourselves in the chat. All right, let's do it. Happy Tuesday, everybody. Happy Tuesday, happy Tuesday. How is everybody doing again? Hope everyone is having a great day. All right.
Did we lose him?
Think so.
He just popped up. Brian, you on mute. You were talking.
Brian was kicked out. He'll be right back.
Hello, everyone. My name is Terrence Wilson. My company is Veteran Stand America. I'm located in Dallas, Texas.
Nice to meet you.
Pleasure meeting
Hi,
you.
Terrence. How are you doing?
I'm doing just great.
Well, you know, while we wait for Brian,
Yeah, we might.
I say we could just go to the next person. And Terrence, if you don't mind putting your contact information in the chat, so somebody can reach out to you. But who do we have next?
Start with Corinne. She's in the upper left.
Wait,
Hi, everyone.
Corinne.
Hi, everyone. How are you all doing?
Nice to meet you, Corinne.
Nice to meet you too.
Very nice to meet you.
I guess I should say what I do, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So I help companies plan meetings, conferences, and other social events like holiday parties, client appreciations, grand openings, things of that nature. So the question today for you is, who do you know that I should know? Or who do you know that I can help? Thank you. My name is Corinne, and I'm based in New Jersey. My company is Absolute Events by Corinne.
Good morning. Good afternoon. Nice to meet you all. My name is Amor Phillip. I am CEO at Apples and Oranges Public Relations based in New York City. I started my company after being downsized in 2008, so it's been a really great ride over the years. I help my clients, just own their market through PR and power positioning. And so I work with brands and subject matter experts when they're looking to incorporate PR as a part of their long-term growth strategy. So news, the newspaper, media, whatever you're looking to get into, we can have a chat about that. So nice to meet you all. And
All right, everyone. My apologies on the technical difficulties. Anytime you're dealing with technology, obviously there will always be some type of difficulties. All right, so as soon as I logged on, Zoom kicked me out. That's how it goes. All right, let's do this. Excited about this. How's everybody today again? Good to see everybody. Amor, Corinne, Sarita.
Oh, he's
You're muted, Brian.
Oh, am I muted? Did y'all hear anything I said? Okay, I'll start over. Good to see everyone. All right, let's get going here. So it's good to see everyone. Good to see Kareem, Sarita, Terrence, Linda. Good to see everyone again. Wave to all to the members, and let's get started. We've taken up enough time here. My apologies on the delay. Just a few issues that we've actually had here that we don't typically have. But welcome again to the Zoom. This is a great one. Glad to have Miss Sarita Willingham on the Zoom, and again, welcome to everyone on YouTube. And again, everyone on YouTube, please take a second to like, subscribe, and share this page. Share the YouTube link. This is actually available and open to everyone. So I do want to say a special shout out to Ms. Linda Ballard. I was just down in Chattanooga here weekend before last. Chattanooga, man, I never thought I told her, I've been to California, been to LA, been to New York, but I'm in Chattanooga. I made it, absolutely made it. So this is actually really, really good stuff. So Ms. Sarita Willingham, let's go ahead and bring you up. So this is great. So of course, she's the founder of SJW Trucking and Transportation, and she also has many, many different other facets that she does with her business, transportation. She does freight brokering and warehousing. So we're going to do a little recap of who you are, what you do, and we're going to jump into the session here on today as well. So Ms. Sarita, how's it going?
It's going well. Thank you for having me today.
No, thank you for definitely being on here, and thank you all for your patience again. This typically doesn't happen with our sessions, but I'm glad we're getting started here on today. So tell everybody. So again, welcome to everybody that's on YouTube. Excited to have you all there on YouTube. So welcome to you all. So tell everyone again who you are, what you do, and tell them a little bit about your business.
Absolutely. So my name is Sarita Willingham. I am the founder and owner of SJW Logistics. We are a full service 3PL where we have freight transportation, warehousing, order fulfillment, and freight brokerage services. And with our fleet, we have over 13 trucks over the road and a 22,000 square foot warehouse.
Okay, 22,000 square foot. Now, there's some individuals that were on last time, and there's some that were not on last time. So let's give a recap about, again, Black woman in the transportation industry. How did that happen again? Because obviously you were at several companies before. So give them a little bit of background about yourself, how you got into the transportation industry.
Sure. So how I got in, I started out with the Coca-Cola company fresh out of college and moved it up through the supply chain role. And then I left there and went to work with XPO Logistics as an executive IT project manager. From there, working with XPO Logistics, I was able to learn the transportation and logistics.
I'm going to place everyone on mute. Give me 1 second. All right. And go ahead and unmute yourself again, Sarita.
Sure. So I was able to learn the transportation and logistics industry. I was able to see all the different lines of businesses that XPO had, how they became successful. And that's what led me to saying, I could do this. So, and I started my own logistics company.
No, that's incredible. And so that's been how many years again? I think you said what, 2008?
I started in 2017 with one
okay.
truck, and then just been growing ever since.
And you, again, remind everyone how many trucks you have now.
We have over 13 semi-trucks.
Semi-trucks. Now this is great because I'm going to go through some of we have a lot of people that actually registered for this. Again, many of them are on YouTube. So we have a mixture of members on Zoom, and then we have on YouTube, we have some non-members on YouTube. And I see some very, very interesting responses that we asked why they are actually on this session. Many of them are on here for knowledge. They want to gain knowledge about this industry, about freight brokering. Some of them are already in the industry, but most individuals on YouTube are actually not in the industry. So this is really good because there's an audience that really want to learn more about it. So, but let's go back to the last session, the last Zoom call that we did. I think we did that on June the 9th. I think that was June 9th. So like exactly 2 months from today. So talk to everybody about your experience with that, how the 5-day challenge went with the individuals, and obviously the connections and relationships you're able to build since then.
Absolutely. So with that 5-day challenge, it was amazing. I got to meet some amazing people that were aspiring to become freight dispatchers, learn more about how to get into the transportation industry. And like I told people, I started by purchasing one truck, but there's so many different ways you can enter the industry. So just being able to educate those individuals on how to enter through the dispatching side was just amazing. And we were able to do live calls. They were able to speak with live drivers. We were able to book loads. So I wanted to make sure that when they came out of the class that they were confident and ready to go to start their dispatching business.
Wait, you helped them to book some loads?
Absolutely.
How was that? You had obviously a good group of individuals that actually signed up. So I knew you had about somewhere between 40 and 50 that signed up from our last call. Which is great, and you did it Monday through Friday. So which is good. So did you have some new individuals that were just brand new to the space and they were learning, or was most everyone already in the space?
It was a mix of both. We had some that knew nothing about the transportation logistics industry, and we had some that already had, excuse me, we had some that already had trucks, or they already had some kind of business in the transportation industry.
Okay, no, this is great. Listen, this is what me and Travis told you, right? It's all about building that community, right? You build that community, you meet so many individuals around the country, and then you just really begin to learn what's going on. So again, everyone that's on YouTube, welcome again. Excited to have you all on. This is really, really good to see exactly what's going on here and what you have there. Also, again, if you all have questions, go ahead and start placing them down in the chat. I already have some of your questions already as well that we're going to start jumping into this here also. Now, so you have all of those students, and so from the last session, and you helped them to book some loads. And so what were some of the other successes that you feel like was really, really good from some of the stories that you've heard from that last session?
Oh, wow. One, we have a group on Facebook, so I've been able to post opportunities to help them with growing their business. So those that went ahead and got their dispatching business started, I've been able to share some opportunities to get quotes from them. I've been able to share some leads. So just giving them that head start has the feedback I've received from that has been great. They thought they couldn't do it, and they realized like it's easier than they thought it was.
And it's nothing like everybody. It's nothing like having a mentor. It's nothing like having someone who's already done it, who could actually teach you. I was literally just reading something on Facebook last night from Tyler Perry. I think he was at InvestFest down in Atlanta. And he said, he spent the amount of Harvard education 3 times, 3 times over trying to figure out how to do business. And his advice was, get a mentor. Right? Get a mentor, because it helps make your life so much easier. So everyone, that's why this is so great with actually everything that you're doing here, being able to connect to Sarita, because obviously she knows exactly what she's doing. So this is what you want to do. You want to be able to connect with someone like this. So tell everyone, everyone, if you could stay on mute here, I'm going to place everyone on mute. But if you can stay on mute, that'd be great. So again, unmute yourself there again, Sarita. All right, great. So tell everyone so let's start from the very beginning. What is freight brokering? What does that mean?
Freight brokering is a third-party service where you are known as a freight transportation manager between a shipper, a manufacturer, or what people say in general, a customer, and a carrier, the person that's going to be picking up and delivering the load.
Okay. And how does that differ? So our first session was about dispatching. So how does dispatching differ from freight brokering?
That's a wonderful question, because I get that all the time, because sometimes people think freight brokering and dispatching is the same, and it is not. Dispatching is a lower entry level into the market where you're not required to have any certifications, bonds, or insurance. With freight brokering, you are required to have a bond to make your certification active through FMCSA, the people that regulate and control the transportation industry.
Okay. No, so that's good. So you actually obviously takes it to the next level. So why do you? So this is a question for you. Why do you like freight brokering?
I like freight brokering because I have a little bit of everything going on in my life, from asset-based to not asset-based. And freight brokering is not asset-based, so I don't have any maintenance or expenses or overhead. It's intangible. I get a load and I book it, and whatever I negotiate, the difference between the load and the carrier is the money that I put in my pocket. I don't have to pay for maintenance, tires, anything that's related to the truck.
Listen, I've learned one of the best businesses, everybody. If you're new to business, you want to get into business, obviously. And the good thing is we have some $1 million companies that actually register, and we have some companies that are up to $1 million, $500,000 in revenue. Then we have those that are doing less than 100,000. So the good thing about that. But if you're new to the industry, I've learned new to business. I've learned one of the best types of businesses to get in is one with low overhead. So low overhead that increases your margin. Because sometimes I do a lot of members. And a lot of times you hear about some of these large contracts. Oh man, that's great. Then sometimes when you hear the margins like 10%, 5%, 15%, that's good. But you need a lot of business to be able to make some money like that. So this is good. So this is good. So obviously, let's talk a little bit about the training that we have coming up. Then I really want to take a deeper dive into freight brokering. So tell everyone about this training that you have coming up on freight brokering coaching that they'll be able to learn more and get more knowledge about as well.
Absolutely. So if you don't know, the freight brokering industry right now is like a $1.1 billion industry. It's expected to grow by 2028 into a $13 billion industry. So that tells you right there the money that's out there just for freight brokering. And with the course that we have coming up, we're going to teach people who are aspiring to become freight brokers or freight broker agents, how to become a successful freight broker or freight broker agent. And the difference between a freight broker and a freight broker agent, again, the freight broker has the license, certification, and the company. An agent can go work up under a freight brokerage that's already established, which is a great option as well. In our coaching program, it's going to last 3 months. You're going to work with me one-on-one, a small group of people. I am limiting the class to 10 people.
10 people?
So that way, yes. So that way.
Hold on, let me stop. So this is not a gimmick because sometimes you hear, oh, we only have 20 slides. And then, they take 50 slides. But you're only taking 10 people.
Mm-hmm.
All right. That's okay.
Be able to give them one-on-one attention to be successful, because this is my passion. So I'm very passionate about this. And we're going to meet every other week for 2 hours, and there's going to be work in between. But one thing that's really unique about my course, as we get to the final month, they're going to be live brokering. You're going to be hands-on experience, because I want to eliminate the fear. Because a lot of times what stops us is fear. So I want to eliminate the fear of being able to get out there and have the confidence to know that whatever you go through, if it's worth having, it's worth working for.
Absolutely.
And after that, the top performers in the class will be offered a position to become a freight agent with SJW Brokerage, where we already have leads, we already have customers. So you'll be able to start making money there, or you'll be on your way to making money after you come out of the class.
You got your own Hell's Kitchen going on over here, huh? So
Yes.
The winner gets a contract.
Yes.
This is, wow. Actually, everyone, I didn't know that information. So this is really, really good to know. This is a really, really great experience. So you only have 10 slots available. And everyone, if you actually want to go ahead and get signed up, the link is actually, Kadisha, go ahead and place the link. There you go. This is why she's my assistant. The link is already in the chat. Go ahead and grab that down for Zoom. For our members on the Zoom, the link is in the chat. For YouTube, the link is actually in the description. So you can actually click on the link. It'll take you right over to the website. Now, I do know that you have a couple of slots already taken up. How many slots do you have taken up already?
We already have 5 slots taken up.
And it starts in 2 days, right?
Yes.
Starts in 2 days. All right. So she has 5 slots taken. So whether you half glass full, half glass empty, that means, man, we have 5 more slots, or we're running out. There's 5 slots left, right? 5 slots left. So again, the link is down in the chat on YouTube, and the link again is in the chat for Zoom. So this is great. I did not know that you were actually going to be taking the top broker. So this is good. So let's go to that. So what constitutes a top broker? Whoever's going to be the top broker in the class. What constitutes that?
What constitutes that is being able to listen. I'm going to be paying attention to the people that listen, do the homework, and do the work. Because the key to being a successful broker is putting in the work and the time. So we're going to be paying attention to that, because at the end of the day, we're successful and we want you to be successful as well. So that is going to be very key, listening and doing the work.
That's really good. So listening and doing the work. So to see if they could actually follow the instructions that you're giving them.
Yes.
No. All right. So this is good. So let's jump into a couple of these topics. So obviously on your page, you have several topics. We're not going to jump into all of them because this is what you'll be discussing. But I do want to actually get to some of these questions here as well. But the first one you said that well, actually you list a couple of things here on your website. It says, here's what we will cover. And the matter of fact, let me just share this page so that everyone could actually see it really quickly. That way I'm just not reading it to them. This is pretty exciting. This is an opportunity like we have not had before. So give that opportunity again, because I want to hear it again. I want the participants to hear it again as well.
Yes, so in our freight brokering group coaching program, toward the end of the class, we're going to offer some of the top agents to become freight brokering agents for SJW brokerage.
Okay, so is it going to be one person, or is it going to be a couple, or it just depends on?
We're targeting the top 3.
Top 3. Okay. Wow. That is an amazing opportunity. This is what Black Directory is all about. We created Black Directory One to help Black-owned businesses grow and scale. And this is why this community, what we have here at member-hosted Zoom call, is so great, because one, it helps to build your community, Sarita, and then all of our other members that's going to be hosting there on Zoom as well. But it also increases your network, because now you're able to connect with other individuals around the country. They're able to connect with you. And the purpose, again, is everyone, if we work together, we can go get, that's what you're doing. We work together, we go get this money together, right?
Right.
Listen, it's so much money out there. You can't get it all yourself. And everyone, what I did want to mention as well is, why are we bringing Sarita Willingham up of SJW? Because she's $1 million company. She's doing millions of dollars in revenue. So she knows what she's talking about. And she's been able to create millions of dollars in revenue in a short amount of time. So this is particularly important. So I'm going to get to some of the questions, but I want to go over some of these points here. And I really want to jump into some of these questions here again. So if you have questions, place them in the chat on Zoom. And then also, if you have questions, place them in the chat on YouTube. I'm going to be going through them as well. So the first couple ones, here's what we will cover in the 3-month program: how to start your own freight brokerage or becoming a freight broker agent, how to find customer shippers. I got that question a lot. Actually, a lot of individuals, I asked them, why are you signing up for this? They said, I need some leads. I need to find some customers, need to find some individuals. So that definitely saw that a lot. How to find carriers, truck dispatch training for beginners, load boards, broker contracts with customers, minimum load fee, billing and factoring, and of course, live coaching. So which one of those do you want to touch base on first? Just touch base on.
So one that people ask all the time, that's like $1 million question. How do I find customers and shippers? People go to Google and they ask that question. Google tells them the same information. They still leave confused out there. So that's one thing that we're going to be actually showing, the art of finding customers and shippers, and then how to secure those customers and shippers.
It's good. So tell us about, so which one did you start first? Did you start dispatching first? You had the truck first before you started dispatching, right?
Right.
So exactly. Truck first, and then did you do this dispatching or the brokering first? Next.
Well, the truck, we had the truck, but trucking and dispatching come hand in hand, because if you buy a truck and you have a driver, the only way you can get loads for them is to book them and dispatch that driver out. So that went hand in hand. And then once we went from, expanding our trucking company, we started the warehouse, and then we started our freight brokerage.
Started freight brokering. So tell us about the first customer that you got in the freight brokering industry. So when the first time you got your customer, how long did it take you? And tell us about that process, just the first one.
Oh, the first customer we got was actually easy, because we have the asset-based side. So we were able to leverage by the BOLs and loads that we were pulling, we were able to leverage looking at who the people were that we were moving loads for, and contact them and have a conversation with them. And one customer just said, hey, I want you all to take care of all our freight. If you can't broker it out, if you can't pull it with your asset-based side, we don't mind you brokering it out, because we enjoy working with you.
No, that's so again, it goes back to, I think that the moral of the story that I keep hearing all the time from many members, it's always about relationships, right? It's always about building those relationships, creating those relationships. So you had that relationship that was like, hey, just do this here for us also. Yeah. And so how long did it take you from the time you started your business? Well, from the time you started to go into brokering, how long did it take you to get that first one?
We didn't start our brokerage until earlier this year, but we already had a customer before we started. So that's what pushed us to go ahead on and get started. We started it back when the pandemic first happened in 2020, but we put it on hold to get into warehousing. And we picked it back up, but we already had our customer, because again, we start marketing before we actually open up businesses. We start doing our research before we actually get started.
I see somebody down in the chat. All I see is your name. It says N. N says I'm ready to sign up. So again, the link is down in the description. So go ahead and click on the link so that way you can get going. So that way, again, this is an amazing opportunity because again, a lot of individuals. Thank you so much, Khadisha. Again, the link is down inside of the YouTube chat as well. So if you look at inside of the YouTube chat, the link is down there also. So this is good. So again, everyone, let's take a stop right now. If you have not done so yet, please go ahead and like the page on YouTube. So again, like the page on YouTube right now. Like the page, we need to get that up right now. We're at 20 likes. We need to get that up to 30 really quickly. So if everyone could take a second and stop and go ahead and like the page and subscribe to Black Directors page. We're going to place the link down in the chat here as well. And then we're going to get into some of these questions here that we have here, Sarita, because a lot of individuals have a lot of questions. They're really excited about this industry. They want to learn more. They want to see how to take part into it and what they can actually begin to do. So this is really good. So, all right, so good. So let's do this really fast. So and again, everyone, also feel free to share this information. Now, I have to find this individual. I'll find it while you're talking. There's one individual from some of his information actually said that he's getting ready to retire. So are you in the buying freight business or buying transportation business, or do you know how someone could actually do that? Could that sell the service?
I'm not into buying just yet. I have some other goals that I want to focus on first but this is a business that you can start and sell. The great thing about transportation industry is everything is scalable. Every line of business in the transportation industry is scalable and sellable.
Scalable and sellable. Yeah, I found a gentleman. So he said, so his company, I'm not going to give the name of his company, but he says, let me get the information here. So basically, I'm basically a one-man operation. I have my authority and bond. I'm looking for customers. And so the reason why he's attending is because he wants to get some tips on closing the credit-worthy shippers. So that's interesting, credit-worthy shippers. And maybe you can touch on that. He wants to understand how to get some credit-worthy shippers. And he says, I'm about to retire and I want to be set up. So talk a little bit about that, if you understand that question, how to get tips on closing with worthy credit shippers.
Well, that's great that, he started his business before he retired, because I started my business before I left corporate America. So, I use my corporate America to invest into my business. But it takes time. Getting credit worthy shippers, it takes time. You said it earlier, networking, making those phone calls and just having conversations. And I told someone in my previous interview, you need to be yourself. Be yourself. Don't start out saying, hey, I have a freight brokerage. Can I broker loads for you? That's a big turnoff. Ask them how they're doing. Ask them how they're doing. Learn about the company. Don't call that person and say, hey, what do you do? Go, it's on the internet. Go research that company. Right. Know that company before you call them. Right. So there's a lot that goes into that to getting credit worthy shippers. But again, people got to realize with freight broking, you are being trusted by a manufacturer or distributor to coordinate moving their freight that's worth thousands, sometimes millions of dollars. Mm-hmm. So they want to know that they can trust you first before they can trust you to give you this opportunity to help them move that freight for their customer, because everybody has a customer.
Right. I think that's such a great point. And, whether you're in the transportation industry, the information technology industry, whether you're doing manufacturing, you got retail, no matter what it is, I think all the time, and of course, being the founder of Black Directory, and again, everyone, if I haven't properly introduced myself, I'm Brian Morris, founder of Black Directory, the largest Black business director in the world. And Sarita is one of our members, and we have many of our members onto the Zoom here as well. And we do these Zoom calls here periodically. We're going to be doing a lot more of them here also, to really bring out and to really promote our members and make individuals aware of who they are and what they do. But the one thing that I see in different industries all the time is everyone always wants customers, right? But it's almost always like, hey, when you want to go out with a girl or you want to go out with a guy, the first thing you ask, hey, let's go get married. Or hey, let's go out to eat. No, ask me my name first. Right? Ask me a little bit about myself. Ask me, at least learn about me. Let me know that you're interested and you don't just want my money. Exactly. And that's the issue that I see all the time. So I love what you said. Get to know them and research them, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Yeah. No, that is so key. So definitely doing the research, getting to know everyone is definitely great. So this is good. So let's touch base on one of these other topics here as well, and then we're going to ask some more questions. So everyone, again, if you have some questions, I do have one other question before I jump into a topic. Someone asked down on YouTube, so was your first truck a box truck or 18-wheeler?
My first truck was a semi truck. I tell people Sarita like to go big. So
Go big or go home.
Yeah, go big or go home. So my first truck was a semi truck.
Okay, very so it wasn't a box truck, so it was a semi truck. And so again, she said something last time, and I love to say it. I actually had a member that quoted it on the phone with me one time up in New York. He said, you know, your quote, you said, if you learn how to drive the truck, you know that you would never grow the business. And I think that resonated with a lot of the individuals. They're really beginning to take that at heart and understanding, hey, how do I grow my business outside of me so that I am not doing all of the work and the business is not dependent upon me.
Absolutely. You don't have, I do not have a CDL, so I do not know how to drive the trucks. And most of the time, if I'm on the highway beside them, I get far out of their way.
You don't know how to drive a truck. You don't even want to get in the truck.
No.
That is so key. That's so key. All right. So what other subject here would you like to discuss and talk about, just really briefly?
And one thing that freight brokers have to know is how to dispatch. That's one key to being a successful dispatcher, and a successful freight broker. And we had the 5-day dispatching challenge last month. So one thing that they'll get access to is all the recordings and work from the 5-day dispatch challenge, where they'll learn how to be dispatchers as well. So that way they can decide when starting their brokerage if they want to hire a dispatcher or they want to do it themselves.
No, that is good information. Again, everyone, if you want to sign up for the training, at the start of this call, she had 5 slots left. Someone also already said that they're ready to sign up, and which is good. So there may be only 4 slots left as well. So if you're really serious about it, I would definitely suggest go ahead and click on the link and get started there, which is good. That way you could actually take place into this and get going here also. So this is good. So I have a couple of questions that I want to ask and some feedback I want to give from some of our individuals. So this is good. So one individual here that actually with their company, they have an auto transport and freight carrier company. And so this was, I highlighted this because I thought this was interesting. And so the question is what are you hoping to gain from attending this session? He said necessary information on establishing a brokerage, and he has a time date by September 15, 2022. And so what advice would you have on someone they got a month and about a week, so about 5 weeks, and they're looking to start the business? Can you start the business in 5 weeks?
Yes, you can start the business. You may not be active. So the first advice I would tell them is get a mentor or a coach to be able to coach them through the rules and regulations to what it takes. Many people don't know there's a 20-day waiting period. So once you sign up to get your authority, you got to wait that period out, regardless to whether you have everything in place or not. That's just the rule for FMCSA. So that's why I hesitated when I say my advice would be get your mentor, get you a coach, and get your plan outlined there, what it's going to take to see if your goal is achievable. Because we can all set dates. I'm a certified project manager. So people that know in corporate America, what do? We set dates that are not achievable, but we have a plan to come up with the right date that is achievable.
You know, there's so much inside of that, which is really, really good. You know, I did about 13 years of life insurance before we started this business here, Black Directory. And our founder, his name was Bernard Rappaport. And there's a quote that he did when I went out to Arizona one time. He was actually a speaker. He was actually in his 90s at the time. And this was one of his quotes. He said, "Goals with deadlines are opportunities realized." Goals with deadlines are opportunities realized. But like you said, you must be realistic about the date. So you definitely have to be realistic about the date. Make sure that the date is realistic and it's something that you can achieve. And, you know, everybody wants to lose 30 pounds and they want to lose it in a week. Well, is that realistic? All right. Right. I love that, Antoine. Hope is not a strategy, man. To put that on a t-shirt and send it to me.
But I will say the person that has the car hauling strategy, you're halfway there.
Halfway there. This is why the other point I wanted to make earlier, the question that I hear all the time, many times from my members is, I'm looking for a mentor. And I would love to find a mentor. And I said this on in our last call. I'm going to keep saying this because I get this question over and over and over again. How do I find a mentor? Well, I'm going to say it. Finding a mentor is like finding a husband or finding a wife. It's not something. I like that, Linda. I saw you smiling over there. It's not something that happens overnight. You can find many individuals that you can date and hang out with, but the life partner, somebody that you're actually going to marry, is hard to find. And the mentor is the exact same way. So because it takes that long to find a mentor, many times it's good to find a coach in the meantime. And you never know, that coach could turn into being your mentor. So many times to get a coach, you need to pay them because their time is valuable. They're busy, but many times they have that information that you need. I love to hear the story that Master P said. Master P said he wanted to know how to grow his label and what he needed to do. And if you all have heard the story, if you haven't heard it, he said he went and found Michael Jackson's attorney and paid him $25,000 for about a 30-minute session. But he gave him the information that he needed that catapulted his business. So sometimes we hold on to money tight, but if you take that money and you invest it into the right places, it will take you to levels that you haven't been before. So this is why this training is so important. So for those of you that are really serious about this training, really serious about getting into freight brokering, I highly suggest, thank you, Khadisha, highly suggest that you go ahead and click on the link. Again, the link is down in the chat. So again, remember also like the page on YouTube and as well, but go ahead and click on the link if you want to go ahead and get started. And again, welcome to everybody that's on the YouTube page. You all are doing a great job over there. And if you have any questions, go ahead and place them down in the comments. I have a question here on YouTube that I'm going to ask you. It says, can I use for now freight with my 26 box life gate? Can they do freight brokering with the 26-foot life gate truck?
So no. Let me just put it here. I'm direct and straight up.
No, I like it. I like it.
No, freight brokering, and so we got to understand the industry. Freight brokering and being a carrier are two different things. There may be some insurance limitations that go with that. Again, educate yourself, get a mentor, get a coach, because is no shortcut around some things that require licenses and have been regulated there. So you can work with brokers with your box truck and your lift gate, and you can get some very good paying loads from brokers because you have a lift gate, and that's something that's very unique in the industry. But you can't be a freight broker with a box truck. That can't happen.
No, that's actually a great question there. Great question there, Tracy. Really, really good question there. And I see a question from Willie as well. Now I want to take a couple of questions from the members here on Zoom here, which is good. All right, good to see everyone again. Again, everyone, remember to jump over to YouTube. If you can copy and paste that link there as well, Khadisha, so that we could actually place it down in chat as I'm talking, that'd be great. Let's see. Linda says, I provide resources to my clients. Matter of fact, Linda, why don't you unmute yourself and go ahead and ask a question yourself? And tell everyone who you are and what your company is.
Sure. Hi, I'm Linda Murray Bullard. I'm located in Chattanooga, Tennessee. I'm the owner of LS&B Business Solutions, where we help small businesses put a foundation under their business's ideas that supports their success. My question to you, Sarita, is I am always giving resources to my clients. What is the best way for me to connect them with you?
You can go to my website, sjwtrucking.com there, and we have a contact us as well as consulting up there. And on the contact us, it's the general contact page where you can put in general information, and that comes directly to me and my team. Or like you say, if they know directly what they want, we have a host of consulting services that they can sign up for.
Now, this great question there. Great question. Again, I definitely just met with Linda and a couple of the members, or Jamila over in Chattanooga, and everyone. I'll be traveling around the country as well. So if I'm coming to a city near you, I'll be reaching out to you all as well. So this is really good. All right, so good. Willie, I'm going to come to your question here in a second, but there's from one of the registrants that actually registered. I'm going to just give the first name, not the last name. The name is Kima, and they said their company, we haul general freight flatbed loads with 9 company-owned asset trucks available. Great job. And so they are joining in to gain more direct shippers. So there that direct shippers is again. So do you see that? You hear that often? Learning how to gain direct shippers?
Yes, yes, that is a question that's asked all the time. Again, it requires some research there. If you already have assets, you already have the leads there. It's in your paperwork, hint, hint, paperwork. And but when going to these shippers, know their requirements. I'll give an example. If you want to approach UPS and you are asset based, UPS requires you to have 50 trucks.
Mm.
So know the shippers and the requirements before approaching them, because that may change the conversation a little bit. Don't mean you can't approach them, but it may change the conversation and how you ask for what you want. Because there is, hey, you don't know what you can get from a shipper until you ask.
No, I love that. That's a great question, and that's a great answer. Again, research. Again, we talk to a lot of business owners. Many times they just come up with a great idea. I got this great idea. I'm going to go and start it. Going to start this business, and then they look around and say, "Hey, where are my customers?" Like, wait, you didn't do your research. And Black people, our business owners, we must put money into marketing. If somebody could put that down in the chat on YouTube and on Zoom, we must put money into marketing. We you know, in the beginning, sometimes when you're building your business, as you're growing, you just got to do what you got to do, try to find as many free leads as you possibly can. But as you're growing, you got to start putting, thank you so much, Lynn. You got to start putting money into marketing. So this company that I just told you about here with Kima, that's a $1 million company, according to what they say. So they do millions of dollars in revenue as well. So definitely, I think that would be perfect to be able to connect with you on the training there as well. So again, the training, Kima, is down in the link. If you're on training, is down in the link on YouTube and on Zoom as well. I want to get to the question from Willie. Willie said, how can I leverage my MBE certification to become a broker? Do you need to be MBE certified to be a broker?
No, there are no prerequisites to becoming a broker. You can have a criminal background and get out of prison and become a broker.
Stop right there. Say that again.
You can have a criminal background. You can get out of prison and become a broker. Your state does not say you cannot create a business because you had a criminal background.
Wow.
Nobody's gonna tell you that you cannot get a bond. As long as you got money to pay for it, your authority will become active. So the WBE, MBE, the certifications come after you have your business set up, not before.
That is, listen, I said, this is a free webinar, but that was worth the price of admission right there. Just that information, because, you know, one thing with many of our Black men, our Black women coming out of jail, if any of them are listening, if you're out there, and many times a lot of our loved ones, they have criminal backgrounds, and they go work for the man, and they get frustrated and not get paid enough money. So this is a great business that many individuals can get in, and they're not concerned about their record. That's what you said?
No.
Wow.
Their record. Nobody's gonna do a criminal background check on you. They're gonna check the credit history of your company.
Mm-hmm. This is why, again, so if you're out there again as well, so if you want to learn more, again, it's about the research. The good thing, the reason why I pay for trainings, the reason why I pay for mastermind sessions, the reason why I pay to go to conferences is because I understand these individuals have information that I don't have, and they can begin to point me in the direction that I need to go, and I can get there quicker. You know, you could always do it on your own. So no one's stopping you from doing that. But I've learned if you actually find someone who's already been where you're trying to go, if they're 20 miles ahead of you, they know which roads to turn on, which roads not to turn on, and what potholes are in the road as well. So this is why you take trainings like this as well. So that's going to save you time. It's going to help you to grow. It's going to help you to scale that much quicker as well. So this is good. Anything you want to add to any of that, Sarita?
No, like you say, there are no prerequisites. So a lot of time, again, you go to my website, the link that Brian's posting in the chat, it tells you what the requirements are to become a freight broker.
Now, without a doubt, I got a question over here from YouTube here, and then we're going to jump back into the registration there. You guys got some good questions. So members, if you got questions, place those down in the chat there as well. So that don't let YouTube beat you out, members. Don't let YouTube beat you out. And don't let the non-members beat you out. Come on, let's not do this. So I think the name is Salois said, I have a dump truck company that incorporates dispatching. Can I also be a freight broker or agent without a semi?
Yeah, absolutely. Again, freight brokering is non-asset based. You do not have to have any equipment to be a freight broker. So it doesn't matter if you have an asset-based company or not. It doesn't matter if you have box trucks, vans, semi-trucks. That's not required to be a freight broker. It has nothing to do with being a freight broker.
Now, I love that testimony. Mitchell, I actually want you to come in really fast
Hey, Mitchell.
And yeah, so if you could come in for a second, can you speak, Mitchell?
Yes, I can.
How you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you guys doing?
Good. Give me 1 second. I want to bring you really fast. So I think that's so good because I was going to make the point. So we started out. So we're going to be bringing Sarita back for some more member hosted Zoom calls as well. So this is our second one. The first one again was June 9th. I was in San Antonio. It was hot. But then a couple weeks later, I went to Vegas. I've never experienced any heat like that in my life. Don't go to Vegas in July. It's terrible. But back to what I was saying. We actually went ATV riding as well. I almost fell out. But anyway, back to what I was saying. So first session in June 9th, we talked about dispatching. That was so great because, right, dispatching, you don't have to have any assets, right?
No.
So dispatching is a great way to get into the trucking business. Many times individuals, we feel like, oh, I got to go out and buy a semi truck. And I talked to a lot of trucking companies around the country, Sarita, and Mitchell, and all the members, everyone. And many times they only have one truck or they have two trucks and they're struggling. They're trying to grow. You know, they're out there driving. But this is a great way to start. If you start with dispatching, you can start building up some revenue and then go over to the freight brokering. Now you don't have to have any overhead with either one of those. And now you have two companies going on and they work hand in hand together and allows them to be able to grow and scale. Then once you can save that money, now you can parlay that money and take it into what next, would you say, Sarita?
You could take it into creating your product line to sell. You could take it into buying your truck. You could take it into opening your warehouse. Like, you don't want to get me started on that. I can tell you so many different things.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do.
So many things you can do. A lot of people think that they just have to have an asset. I hosted a webinar a couple weeks ago telling people the one key thing people don't think about is compliance. The trucking industry is big on compliance because they try to prevent accidents. What do we lack in the trucking industry? Compliance consultants. So there's so much you can do in the transportation and trucking industry once you start. But the easiest way to get in, freight brokering, dispatch.
Wow.
They go hand in hand.
And you don't have to have a truck, everybody. Listen, as Black people, we have to work smarter, not harder. And again, we have to work together and partner together and team together. This is why, again, I said earlier, it takes a long time sometimes to find a mentor. Sometimes you can find someone immediately. You hear those stories, love at first sight, you know, but that don't happen for everybody, right? You know, it took me a while to find some mentors. So that takes a while before you can actually find someone who wants to invest, because it's an investment. And sometimes it's free when you look at a mentor. It's free time and energy. But when you find someone who pay them, who already have the information, that's going to save you time and energy and allow you to grow that much faster and that much quicker. So this is great. So Mitchell, tell us about your experience from the dispatching 5-day challenge.
Okay, it was amazing. I mean, every day I was in class, there was not, it was always something to look forward to, because Sarita was so hands-on. She was making phone calls to truck drivers. She was making phone calls to brokers, so at least we could see and hear that they're just people like us, so there's no reason to be scared. And also she advised us to join other freight groups and trucking groups on Facebook. So from there, you also learn a lot as well. So she was very hands-on with us.
So tell everyone, Mitchell, because you're not in the trucking industry. You're not.
No, so I am not.
Yeah, so you are an accountant, correct?
Yes, I am.
So tell everyone about your company, just really quick, 10 seconds about who you are and what you do.
I'm an accountant, so I do bookkeeping and tax preparation for small and medium-sized business. And truck drivers are actually my ideal clients. So that class gave me a lot of ideas, like how to market to them, how to speak their language. So it was really, really helpful for me.
That's so great, because it goes back to the other point with Sarita. It's like, all right, so you could do the dispatching, then you can do the freight brokering, and then you can market to these other companies. You can help them market the companies. You said there's 1,000 different things they can do. They could use the money to buy a truck. You don't just have to buy a truck. Now, this is the question. Can you become a $1 million company with doing a freight business? Freight broker.
Absolutely. The beauty of being a freight broker versus a dispatcher is freight brokers can go directly to shippers, manufacturers, distributors, and they can get contracts. I know a guy now in Tennessee who has flatbed contracts as a freight broker, and his first contract was $2.3 million to move their loads over 2 years. So
Wow.
you can't
First
do that
contract.
as a dispatcher.
First contract.
You can't do that as a dispatcher. So that is, again, there are a lot of successful freight brokerages contracts out there. They bid on it and they get contracts. Dispatchers can't do that. So yes, you can make multiple $1 million as a freight broker.
And again, your overhead is low, right? You don't have to gas. Anybody check gas out lately? Have you seen it? This is crazy. It's going down a little bit, but it's still too high. So you got a truck, you got to pay for gas, you got to pay for insurance, you got to pay for the truck. The truck's going to break down one day. It's not always going to be up. You have all of these repairs and all of these things that you have to take advantage of. But when you're freight brokering, obviously the plus is you don't have that overhead.
No. Nope.
That is I'm learning a lot here, so this is good. You're teaching me. I might go get me a freight brokering company. That's Kadisha, we're gonna talk after this call. Let's see what we can do. But no, this is really good, because I think these are opportunities that we need to know about. I think, I talk to a lot of business owners. I talk to a lot of our members, and sometimes we like to complain about what the man is doing and what the man is not doing, but sometimes there are opportunities right up under our eyes. I call them low-hanging fruit that we can take advantage of, that we don't have to worry about some of the red tape that we're dealing with and some of the obstacles. Now, the other good part about it is this, Sarita. So as you're building your community, and as individuals that are also who registered, who are on YouTube, again, welcome everybody on YouTube. Feel free to share this link. Also, please subscribe to the page, and like the page as well. And again, if you're a member, if you haven't subscribed and liked the page, Katisha, go ahead and place a link down in the chat so they can actually subscribe and like the page there also. But it is so key, because now this is helping you to build your audience and build your following, so individuals can be connected to you. You can be connected to them. But going back to what you mentioned earlier, when you're dealing with maybe like the Amazons and the Walmart, sometimes they need a minimum of 50 trucks. Now, this is a great way to start to build relationships. So now, instead of just having 10 trucks, now we can have 20 trucks. Someone said they had 9 trucks. You have 13 trucks. There's other individuals have trucks. Let's get up to those 50 trucks so that we can go after some of these larger contracts, right?
Yes. As a freight broker, you can sign on as many carriers as you want to. And as a freight broker, you can go to UPS and say, hey, can I broker your loads? Because I have 50 trucks in my network. Wow. They don't all have to be for the same company. So a freight broker allows you to be able to diversify and grow your business quicker without having the assets, because you can put more than one together.
That is how we, the word that I've been talking to Black Directory members about, non-members, again, welcome everyone. And again, if you want to become a member of Black Directory, the link is in the chat over on YouTube as well. And of course, many of the members are already on Zoom, but the link is in the chat. Click on the link, you can actually become a member. It's a great time for us to begin to work together with our members. We're doing a lot of great things, but the word that we've been dealing with this year is scale. And I love that, because this type of opportunity will allow you to scale even more, Sarita, but it also allow you to scale with the members, and they will begin to scale, and the individuals taking your training will begin to grow and scale, because now we can work together as a unit and not just isolated, right?
Yeah.
No, that's major. So, all right. So I have another question here. So this is from Kim. Kim says, can I become a freight broker using my existing DOT MC, or do I need to have a separate one? Great question, Kim.
Is her existing DOT and MC a trucking company, or is it already a freight brokering company?
That's a great question. So let's answer both ways. Let's say it's a freight brokering company. So
DOT does allow you to have multiple companies, or FMCSA allows you to have multiple companies under a DOT number. So you can use the same DOT number that you have to have a freight brokering company. However, go look at some of the lawsuits out there, because as a small business, their insurances do not insure you if you have a freight brokering and trucking company under the same DOT. There's one company that will insure you. You'll pay a lot of money for it, but that is a big no because of lawsuits that are happening. So legally, yes, you can, but there are limitations with insurance companies that will make it hard for you due to some lawsuits that have happened with people
Mm.
having the same DOT number as a freight broker and a trucking company.
Listen, knowledge is power, right? Now, knowledge is power. And that, again, that's what I kept hearing over and over again. That's why individuals were registering for this, because they wanted to gain the knowledge. They wanted to gain information on what they needed to know. And it sounds like there's so much to learn. Again, you can go and learn it on your own. It's going to take you a lot of time and potential lawsuits, right? Nobody likes lawsuits. I don't know if you heard, I don't like lawsuits. I don't know if you like lawsuits. Nobody likes that. So, but you get the information from other individuals who've already done it, and it's going to save you time and energy. So again, I'm going to place the link down in the chat for on Zoom here. So again, Kadisha, if you could place it down in the chat. So again, the link is also in the chat. If you scroll to the very top, the link is in the chat over in the description. On YouTube, you can click on the link and actually join there. Also, you can join the training, so which is good. I don't have a live count, so I don't know how many have gone. But again, she only had 5 earlier. One individual said she was ready to sign up, so we may only have three or 2 slots left. So only 10 slots. So tell everybody again who may have joined late what freight brokering is, and then we're going to talk about the opportunity that you have inside of the coaching.
Yes, so freight brokering is being a third-party freight transportation manager where you're coordinating the transportation of loads from the customer, shipper, manufacturer, distributor to the final destination.
Okay. All right. This is good. All right. Great. Elijah, the link is in the chat. If you actually look at the chat there, I just saw your question there. The link is in the chat. And then, but again, shoot Kadisha an email and she can send the link over to you as well. Or it's actually down in the chat there also. All right. No, so this is great. So now, so of course, the training is you're going to do a free coaching training again. I'm going to share the page here again. And that's coming up. When is that coming up again?
It starts this Thursday at 1 o'clock. Where we're doing a freight broker group coaching. It's going to last for 3 months. We're going to meet every other week on Thursdays, where you'll get live training, live hands-on experience with freight brokering, as well as you'll be ready or have started your business before you end in those 3 months. And again, I'm limiting it to the number of people because I want to be able to give that live hands-on attention to my students because I want them to be successful. I'm passionate about this. I know it can be successful. And again, the industry is going to grow. It's predicted to grow to up to $28 billion in a couple of years. So I'm sorry, $13 billion by 2028. So, you could be very successful over time and make a lot of money.
Why do you think now, because that's such an interesting point, why do you think that number is increasing, especially now because we see some of these trucks, actually, I think out in Arizona, some of these trucks are running by themselves. There's nobody driving, right? I think they're going, I don't know I think going from Arizona to California. So why do you think the
electric trucks?
electric trucks, but these automated trucks.
Yeah.
These trucks running by themselves. So why do you think the industry is going to increase that much?
Because just remember for the trucks to move, somebody has to coordinate the shipping. So as we add on more trucks, as people create more businesses, as more products are being sold, people are going to be buying because people are not creating products because people are not buying. They're creating them because people are buying them. So in order to get them from the manufacturer to the customer's home, somebody has to distribute that, transport it, and they need someone to coordinate it. So that's why the industry is going to grow because the economy is not going to stop growing. Businesses are not going to stop growing.
So this is a good question. Again, welcome everybody that's on YouTube again, and of course all of our members here on Zoom. This is great. I'm really excited, enjoying this process. We're gonna stay on here for a few more minutes. If you have any more questions, definitely place it down in the chat. How much more time do you have, Sarita?
I have about 20 minutes or less.
Okay, all right, great. Stay on for a few minutes longer. I think we get on here, it's supposed to be an hour, but it's such good information. We started enjoying it. So again, information is down in the chat if you actually want to join her training. I think this is a great time to actually begin to do that. So, but I have a question about that. So with the industry becoming automated, and obviously I shouldn't say automated, but more of the trucks are going to be automated and actually running by themselves. Let's see here. What did you say? All right, with that happening, is the freight brokering industry, do you still need someone to be the freight broker? Or do you see that being automated as well down the road?
No, you're still gonna need somebody to be the freight broker, because when people manufacture stuff and they need it moved, they can't call a computer and tell a computer to find a truck for them. They got to talk to somebody to put it in the system so that they can find that truck. So that's not going anywhere.
That's such a great point, because again, everyone, obviously you truck drivers that are out there that are listening, this is extremely important for you, because many people definitely say down the road that obviously we need a lot of truck drivers today, but they sit down next 10, 20 years that the amount of truck drivers that we need is going to decrease. We already see robots. Some restaurants you go into, they're flipping your hamburgers, right? So some of these things are already happening, and so it's going to take a little time. But again, the writing is on the wall. So now it's time to prepare so they could actually go from driving the trucks to becoming a freight broker. And also, let's talk about, you can go from driving the truck to becoming a freight broker, and you don't have to leave the house.
That's correct. So you can do your freight brokerage from your house. You don't have to go get an office space and get all these computers, technology, and this and all that. You can do it from your house. You don't have to have an office space.
So somebody, because I deal with a lot of truck drivers, sometimes they're making $500,000, maybe $1 million in revenue, but they're working hard. They're driving back and forth. They're going from DC to California, and from California to Texas to New York. They're fighting the elements. They're fighting all of that. And also health issues. You wear your back out. You sit down all day. Then you gain weight because you're driving all day. Then you go to sleep and you eat and all of that. So when you look at the idea of being able to claim your time back again, and then not have to be on the road and also spend more family time. Talk a little bit about that, how that could really help change, how maybe you've seen it in the industry. Do you see a lot of people go from being a truck driver to being a freight broker?
Absolutely. Those
really?
They make some of the best freight brokers. Why? Because they have met so many people along the way. They've got so many contacts along the way. They show up at those shippers and receivers consistently. So those receivers have built what we talked about earlier, building that trust and getting to know you. They know them as a person. So they say, hey, I know this driver is dependable. He showed up on time. He did this, he did that. He went the extra mile. So I can only imagine what he or she may be as a freight broker. For us.
Wow. And it's scalable, because now you can leverage those relationships to go after the Amazons, the Walmarts, all of the larger individuals, the Costcos, and who have a minimum of 50 trucks, 100 trucks. You can actually take advantage of that.
Yes, you can.
Black people,
you know an inside person.
Say again?
And then you will know an inside person.
Exactly. You already have the relationship. Black people, I'm always about, let's work smarter, not harder, God dog. Let's work smarter, not hard. Now, Tracy asked the question earlier. I want to go back to her question because she responded. She said, I guess I was asking, could her company book me loads for my truck? And if so, what's the next step? Again, now earlier, I'm gonna stop, but I'm gonna let Sarita answer. Again, Tracy, it goes back to, have you built a relationship with Sarita? Again, that's one of the things you mentioned earlier. You got to build relationships with individuals so that they understand who you are. Can I trust you? Can I trust you to handle this? Will you deliver? Do you deliver on time? You build that relationship. Taking the training is a great way to be able to build that relationship. But I'm gonna let Sarita answer the rest.
Yes, we do book loads. The question would be if she asks for dispatching services or brokering services, because we really don't do dispatching services.
I think she was referring to. She said, I guess I was asking, could her company book me loads for my truck? And if so, what's the next step? I'm thinking, I don't know.
I think it'll be best if Tracy reach out to us. If you go on our page and do the contact and fill out the contact information and let us give her a call so we can understand more about what her specific needs are.
No, that's definitely great. And take the training, because again, once you take the training, you already have access to it. And now you're in it for, and the training is going to be for how long again? You said 3 months?
3 months.
And how often are you going to meet every week?
Every other week.
Every
other week for 2 hours.
Every other week for 2 hours. And so you're going to be giving them homework assignments. What can they expect from taking the training as they're taking it during those 2 hour sessions and after those every other week?
What they can expect is they're going to get the guide to how to start their freight brokerage or become a freight broker and agent. They will also be able to meet, they'll get customer leads to be able to call on. We'll get some live experiences. and reaching out to customers, reaching out to trucking companies. Again, my biggest goal when doing this, as Mitchell said it earlier, I try to eliminate fear and let people know the people you're going to be working with are humans just like you. They're people just like you, and they are looking for someone to help them with business, and you could be that person to help them. So to be a successful freight broker, I'm going to be teaching you over those 3 months how to get contracts, how to secure leads, how to set your business up, how to talk to shippers and receivers, where you find those leads at. And then at the end of those 3 months, the top performing individuals are going to be offered freight agent positions with SJW Brokerage, where we're going to work with you even more and give you leads, because we already have customers, we already have leads to help secure your own book of business.
That is that's a winner right there. If I was starting a freight broking company, there's no way in the world I wouldn't sign up for that. That is awesome, and I love that you all actually created that idea of working with the top 3 individuals. But it's not to say that the other 7, if they're so great, that you can't work with them, right?
Exactly. It doesn't mean. So the good thing about me, if people go through my coaching programs or my classes, they still get access to me for mentorship.
Again, it's hard to find a mentor. And again, but I've learned one of the best ways to do it is to be where they are and also pay them for coaching. That's a great way to actually gain a mentor. All right, let's see. Any members who have any questions? I have a few more questions. Anything you want to add that we're missing, Sarita?
No, I think we're covering a lot of good information. I love the questions. They're really great questions. I can see some eager people and some curious people out there, and that's all it takes to be successful and get into the industry.
No, there's definitely been some great questions here as well. And I see one from Percy. Let's see here. All right, it says, how would you go about recruiting sub-dispatchers for your dispatching and logistics business? Now, if that's a question that'll be covered in the training, you don't have to go into too much detail, but that's a great question. I'll give it to you again. How would you go about recruiting sub-dispatchers for your dispatching and logistics business?
Mitchell touched on it earlier. We got so much technology out here, it's easy. So you use that little tool that you talk on every day, call your phone, to go about recruiting for sub dispatchers. You could post an ad on Indeed, or you go on Facebook, you do word of mouth. There are so many different ways you can find people to work for you that are interested.
No, I love these questions, and I love these answers. And so this was another one. So this is a company, actually, his name is Anthony, and he said, we're a logistics company, mostly transportation. He signed up for he registered for it because he wanted to gain as much information pertaining to the freight brokering industry as possible. His company is doing high in the 6 figures there as well. And so this was another one. This was Victoria. Victoria said, we currently dispatch for carriers, and she's looking for insight into if she wants to switch or not. That's interesting. So some of the pros and cons. So everything's not gravy, everything's not excellent. So what are some of the pros and cons from switching from dispatching to brokering? And actually, you don't have to switch. You can do both, right?
Yeah, well, brokers have to do their dispatching anyway. So it comes with the territory, unless they hire someone to do dispatching for them. So it just depends. But I would say the pros and the cons are, for someone that's already dispatching this. The pro is, I tell people all the time, you're halfway there. You don't even see it. You're halfway there. You already have everything you need to be a successful broker as a dispatcher, provided that you take it to that next level. The con is, as a dispatcher, that FMCSA is already having some legislation pushed, because dispatching became very popular over these last couple of years with the pandemic.
Okay, give us what that does. Letters stand for
FMCSA, Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration.
Okay.
So freight brokers started complaining because dispatchers came in. They've been doing their thing these last couple of years. There, like I say, it became very popular, easy entry. You can make good money, and it was helping carriers, owner operators, people that drive trucks become independent, because they could focus on driving their trucks while dispatchers help find them loads. They ain't got to be trying to book a load driving down the road. So that put a middle person between freight brokers and truck drivers. So freight brokers started complaining, and FMCSA said, well, let's look into this dispatching business and how good it's going and see what kind of rules we could put around it to make it fair for everyone. So eventually, some people that have successful dispatching companies where they dispatch for multiple trucks. When I say multiple, probably over 10, 15, 20, I don't know, because they haven't said, but they're going to put regulations on how many companies, carriers, trucks a dispatcher can dispatch for. So what that's going to do is eventually force people to make a decision whether they're going, because there's a way around everything. So they're going to be creating multiple dispatching companies, or become a freight broker and eliminate that. You keep your same carriers, you keep your same customers, but this time you get to move around those freight brokers because you're the broker yourself.
Well, that was great information. So how soon do you expect that to happen?
That legislation is currently in place now. I'm not sure when it's going to be passed. I have been watching it. I thought it was going to be passed by the end of July, but they're still working on some things and making sure. Again, they do try to make sure it's fair for everyone.
Wow, so would you say with that information, now's the time to get in, or what do you suggest people do with that information?
What I would say, because everybody is, up to you on which choice you choose to make. If you depend on your finances and costs, if you want to start out dispatching, my advice is, I told people in my class, don't stop at dispatching. Use that to learn the industry, but become a freight broker, because once you become a freight broker, you already got rules and regulations to follow. So nobody can come in and regulate and change your business once you get there.
And something I want to work together with you on as well. And we're giving away some good information right here. Also, this is why I think the training is so good. But I really want to get together with you on this also. There are also a lot of great trucking conferences around the country. Do you go to any of them?
Yes.
Go ahead.
There are several ones. So, and then there are a lot of good conferences. They cater to everyone, from women in trucking to men in trucking. It's so many different ones. The most recent one I went to was here in Georgia. And I can tell you right now, Georgia, freight is booming. Freight ain't going nowhere. As long as that Georgia port, that Savannah port, everybody's redirecting their freight to the Savannah port. So it has, Georgia's a really good state to get into the transportation industry.
And even more so because we know they said the supply chain obviously has been affected. And so things have been slowing down. And obviously, if you've been dealing with construction, it's been taking months and months and months to get furniture, to get wood, to get all of these other things. So that's now. So if it's good now, imagine once the supply chain gets back to working regularly, how much more money you can begin to make at that time as well.
I tell people that all the time. Anytime things are on back order, eventually Congress is gonna step in and they're gonna put some money out there to speed up the production. When they start speeding up production and things start getting produced, guess what they're gonna need to move that stuff to all these people that are waiting on it?
Freight brokers and trucks.
Exactly.
Listen, this is why it's important for us as business owners to read, to understand the world that we're living in. Obviously, we see what's going on with Taiwan as well. A lot of the chips from the cars are coming from Taiwan, right? And so, which the craziest thing in the world, why does one country have a monopoly on chips that come from cars? So a lot of times the reason why cars are so expensive, so especially for those of you that are in the market for a car, it's on back order. It's so expensive because they just can't make the chips like that. It takes time. Sometimes they have to ship the chips from one location to another part of the world. And so you see China going after these drills around Taiwan, looking at what they want to take over Taiwan. And obviously America, we just know, we're not getting political, but we just know what's in the news. Pelosi was just there this last weekend. And so with all of that taking place, there's something going on. If China takes over Taiwan, that is going to affect the supply chain tremendously, right? Tremendously. So this is why, and I love even in 2008, when the market crashed for real estate and people start to get into real estate, that's the best time to get in. You get in when it's bad, because if you can do well when it's bad, when it gets great, then it's going to be even better.
I tell people that all the time. If you're at the bottom, you ain't got no choice but to come up. Where you gonna
Exactly.
go?
All the way up. I've been not singing there because I don't want YouTube to take me out. It's not my song, YouTube, not my song. All right, but no, this is good stuff. All right, I'm gonna take a couple more questions. We're gonna get out here, but let's talk about the training really fast while I get this question. Again, the training is in 2 days. It's gonna be on Thursday. What time does it start on Thursday?
At 1:00 p.m. Eastern time.
1 p.m. is a great time. And, I've polled my members, and a lot of members actually say Thursdays at 1 o'clock is the best time for a Zoom call. And I would think it's at other times, but people love Thursdays at 1 o'clock. Other days are good as well. So again, talk about what's going to happen on the training just briefly. Again, everyone, the link is down in the chat. The link is down in the chat on YouTube. And if you're on YouTube, you could actually click on the description. The link is up top on the description. The link to join Black Directory is up top as well. If you'd like to become a member of Black Directory, is there. And if you're a member that you want to take this training on Thursday, the link is down in the chat there as well on Zoom. So again, welcome everybody. If you have not done so yet, please take a second right now and like and subscribe to the Black Directory YouTube page. The link is down in the chat. Like and subscribe to that page there as well, because we're going to be doing a lot more calls like this and a lot more events like this, bringing our members forward to explain the great things that they're doing. So the training is in 2 days. What can they expect out of the training, and some of the objectives as well?
Again, we're gonna be talking about how to get started, how to become a freight broker or a freight broker agent. We're gonna teach you how to dispatch. We're gonna teach you how to find shippers, customers, leads, and at the end of the training, we're going to be offering the top individuals to become freight broker agents for SJW, where you'll get even more hands-on and live exposure to have a successful freight brokerage.
And this is a great question for you. Again, we're going to jump off here in a few minutes, but everyone, make sure you get your questions in. If you have a few more questions, I'll take a few more before we jump off here. Zalika actually said, this is a great question over on YouTube. If I already have my brokerage set up, do you have a mentorship program available?
Yes, if you already have your freight brokerage set up, you can get your mentoring through the consulting that we offer. So we offer general consulting, business startup and expansion consulting, and a host of other consulting activities on my website. And I think Latanya put the link in there earlier, how you can get to the consulting page and book your consulting. Because what we do there is we look at an overview of your business. We talk about goals on where you're trying to go. And then that's when I start mentoring and coaching you and helping you through to achieve your goals.
Now, this is great stuff. And again, what she said that I really, really like is, once you all take the training, I would also, Zalika, I would suggest that you take the training, because this is a great way to work together with her. This is what I tell everyone, and I'm a believer in paying people. I believe in actually paying for their products and services. One, because when you pay people, it connects you to them. All right, you connected to them. Somebody pays you. Many times, if they're the right person, they feel obligated to help you, obligated to get you along the way. So if you connected with them for 3 months, and for just paying the fee there. Again, how much is the class? Again, the link is down in the chat. How much is the class? The training class?
The class is $11.97.
$11.97, which is great, but that's for 3 months. So again, you break that down into 3 months, you're paying roughly about $400 a month, which is great. And so for that training, it's really going to make a big difference for you and for your business to really kind of get you to where you need to go. Thank you so much, Kadisha. All right, we're wrapping up here. I think I have one other question here. Let's see here. No, actually, I do not. So again, the training again is this Thursday. Excited about this. I did want to read this one individual that actually was over in North Carolina. He said he provides. This is one of the individuals that registered. His name is her name, excuse me, is Heather. And I love to see women, especially Black women, in this trucking industry. And this is just a great industry. And especially if you are a woman in this industry, connect with Sarita, so that way now there's power when you work together, because of course it's a male-dominated industry, and you don't want to have to try to figure these things out on your own. We work better together, and we all get the chance to grow there as well. But she says she provides consulting and business services to trucking companies in North Carolina. You might want to look at also adding this service here as well, adding freight brokering, because I think this is great. She says she registered to enhance her skills of brokering, load boards, and to negotiate load rates. Talk about the last thing, and then we're going to jump off here. Load rates, how significant is that in brokering those load rates?
So That's very key in being a freight broker, is being able to negotiate with carriers, because that's going to determine your profit. I tell people, if your customer gave you a load and said they're only willing to pay $1,000 for that load, well, you don't want to give it to that carrier for $1,000 because you wouldn't make any money. So negotiation is key into being, but you also want to be fair to the carrier as well as the customer.
And that's why the training is so important, because one thing about negotiation is you always want to make sure that both sides win. If you're the only one winning, then that's not fair. But we always want to make sure that both sides win. All right, we're wrapping up here. Any other final thoughts, Miss Sarita? This is good stuff. I learned a lot today. Again, your wealth of knowledge as always. This is good stuff. Any other information you want to add to the individuals about the training, or just about what they need to know about freight brokering?
Absolutely. So thank you again, Brian, for having me. Thank you, the Black Director family, YouTube. Again, like I say, it's a very successful industry. It does take time to build up, but it's, like I say, anything worth having is worth working for. So if you want to get into the transportation industry without having to put a whole lot of investment into it, definitely freight brokering is the way to go.
Man, I can't wait for our next session. All right, so the first one was on dispatching. The second one here is on freight brokering, and we're jumping off. What is the third one going to be on? Have you figured that one out yet?
Yes. So the third one is going to be on how to enter. It's the big one that people will say, how can I enter the trucking industry? What kind of truck should I buy? What kind of freight should I pull? So it's going to be the big one that everybody wants to know on how to get started in the trucking industry through actually having the asset-based side.
And we're jumping off. Last question said, do you teach about contracting with the government?
No, I do not teach about contracting with the government. I'm well aware of how to contract with the government. I've taken classes, I've been coached as well, but that's not a priority on SJW's list at this time. So no, I don't teach that. But
if the other individuals, they want to do it, doesn't mean that y'all can't partner, which is good stuff. All right, listen, this is great stuff. I want to respect my speaker's time. Thank you so much. Let's clap it up for our speaker. Clap, clap, clap. Put some clap hands down in the chat on YouTube. Some clapping. This is great stuff. I really enjoyed this. I learned a lot myself, and I love the idea that you could do dispatching and freight brokering and have some low-hanging fruit, and actually not have the overhead that you would have if you actually have a transportation company. So thank you so much for your time, Ms. Sarita. Again, everyone, I'm going to stay on for a few seconds longer. Again, the link is in the chat. So I know you have to run, Sarita. Definitely go ahead and take off. I know you got your other call here, but thank you so much for your time. The link is in the chat, and let me know how many signups we have. Again, only 10 slots. You already have 5. So I don't know how many signed up so far, but we'll figure that out here in just a second. And then I'll be on the call with you also, Sarita. Shoot me an email, let me know your availability, and so we could actually kind of jump on that. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Listen, y'all, this was great stuff. This was absolutely excellent. And I think this is how you grow. This is how you expand. One, you start partnering together. You start getting together with other individuals, and you start understanding how to really take your business to the next level. And there's nothing like being able to also to learn from someone who's been doing it, someone who's successful at doing it, someone who's really growing and expanding their business. And that's what I love about Sarita. She's one of the smartest members I know. She's so experienced. She's well versed in what she does, and she knows exactly how to grow the company. And she's patient as well. So this is really good. So the information that she gave, so you all that are looking for new careers, new things that you could actually jump into, this is a great thing to be able to grow. But you're laughing so much for Elijah. Now this is
with the Black Directory family in chat saying hi.
Oh
nice
yeah,
to see you. So smiles all around.
So non-members, this is why you want to join, because they got stuff going on behind the scenes I know nothing about. So this is definitely great stuff. And again, we have a lot going on, a lot of connections. And as we travel around, we'll actually be connected with more of our members. And actually, we help a lot of our members to grow and expand and actually scale the companies as well. But did you all enjoy this? Did you all like this? This was definitely great. Again, the link is in the chat. So if you want to sign up for it, the link is in the chat on both YouTube. Again, if you're on YouTube, it's in the description. So just click on the description. The link is at the very top there. You can actually sign up there. And then if you wanted to join Black Directory, the link is there in the chat as well, in the description, so that we can actually get started and get you all going from there. So this is really good. Great information. It starts in 2 days. And the other good news is this: We have other members getting ready to come up as well. So man, we have several members that will be coming forward, talking about their businesses, actually talking about their products, talking about their services, and everything else that they'll be able to do. And so now you have greater opportunities to be able to connect with other members, see how you partner together. This is how we all grow. We all grow by one, becoming aware. And I think a lot of you all have great businesses. And one of the things that I've been explaining to many of our members is what many of us suffer from is just a lack of exposure. And so what we're doing here at the Black Director Member Hosted Zoom call is exposing our members to the world. We want you all to know about the great companies that we have. We have successful companies. We have great companies. We have some startups. So everybody's not $1 million company. We have companies that are doing less than 6 figures. And I'm glad we're talking about that. So if you are a Black Director member and you're doing less than 6 figures, I got some good news for you. Pay attention, close attention. Good news for you. I'm getting ready to actually put together a program for members that are making less than $100,000. We're going to be meeting at least once a month. And we're going to be discussing how we're going to help each other to do some marketing, and how we're going to help each other to promote your products and services. So if you are in the chat, if you're over on YouTube, you're making less than 100,000, now is the perfect time to join, because we are getting ready to do some things that I've never done before and working together with our businesses. My goal is to help take you all that are making less than 100,000, get you over 100,000. And then if you're making above 100,000, we got to get you over 500,000. So everybody, I just want to immediately go to $1 million. No, we got to first get you to 500,000, right? Let's get you to 500,000. And then if you're making 500,000, then we got to get you over $1 million. And once you're over $1 million, we got to get you to 2 million, 5 million, 10 million, 50 million, $100 million in revenue. But this comes from connections. This comes from relationships. This comes from partnering with each other and doing business. And I tell everyone, and I'm not going to keep giving away this free advice because not enough people are doing it. And I'm going to start charging for it more often. But this is so key. All too often, especially as Black people, all too often, when we look at other business owners, especially that are doing what we're doing, we look at them as competition. I'm going to say, let's cut that out. They're not your competition. If they're doing exactly what you're doing, the same thing you're doing, they're your future partner, right? They're your future partner. And I like that. Amen. So send your tithes, Amor. Send your tithes and offerings. Since you're amen, and send it to me right now. Yes. So you can cash out me. $ Black Directory. Everybody. Matter of fact, that's what I was supposed to do. Put the $. Also, if you do want to cash out Black Directory and actually help Black Directory grow, it's $ Black Directory. I'm very serious. We're going to do some super chats going forward on our next Zoom calls. We're going to do some super chats, but $ Black Directory. That helps Black Directory to grow, to be able to do more of what we're doing with our Black businesses. But this, again, they are not your competition. They're your future partners. So my suggestion, what I'm telling everybody is, if you know 10 people in your industry doing exactly what you're doing, you need to 10x that. Take that to 100 people and build those relationships, build those connections. That allows you to be able to grow your business and take your business to the next level and really be able to do more things. Now, if you're an accountant, and now you need to know, if you know 100 accountants, now you can look at, hey, how can we actually partner to maybe go in business together and build an accounting firm instead of having an accounting boutique, right? We really need larger firms and larger connections as well. Now, did anyone have any questions before we jump off? Any questions, any feedback, anything at all? Did anybody else on this line from the members, did anybody else take the training from last month with back in June? I know Mitchell said she took it. Did anybody else take it that's still online? Anybody else? I think it was definitely, it was about 40 to 50 people that signed up from Black Director members. So this is really good. So but Mitchell obviously talked about how it was really, really good with her and helped her to grow, helped her to expand. So this is good. So yeah, and so so Travis placed down in the chat, Travis Davis, he says she will be selecting the top students from her program. Doesn't matter the state that you are in. That's a great question. Does not matter where you are, but we all focus, as it says on the website. She is focused on the United States as well, domestic United States. But it doesn't matter what state you're in. This is a great time to allow you to grow. Any questions? Any feedback? Any suggestions? So Lois said, I greatly appreciate this information. Absolutely, this is great. Good. Again, the link again, if you want to sign up, the link is in the chat on Zoom. And again, the link also is going to be in the description if you want to get signed up. Someone also asked earlier, they're driving, will they be able to go back? Yes, this is going to be on YouTube. So this will be on YouTube. We're not taking this down. This will be on YouTube. And so definitely you'll be able to go back and watch this and grab the information and be able to connect with other members there as well. Listen, so this got some great things going on coming up in September. We're going to be actually doing some more member hosted Zoom calls. We will also be doing some more Black Directory member only calls. So this one here, so these member hosted Zoom calls are open to members and non-members, but we would be doing a lot more member only Zoom calls where we actually connect. We're going to be doing some small groups as well where y'all connect. A couple of weeks ago, I think on the 28th, July 28th, I met with our Diamond members. That was an excellent call. So if you're a Diamond member, if you were on that call, you know that was an excellent, right, Amor? That was a great, great call. We really connected with other members. We were able to partner. So Diamond level members and individuals that are making at least $500,000 or more typically. You don't have to make $500,000 or more, but typically that's for companies that are making $500,000 or more. So if your company definitely focuses on companies that are making a minimum of $500,000, if you're looking for them to be your potential customers, you want to become a Black Directory Diamond member. So again, place that link down in the chat again if you can, Kadisha. So if you want to upgrade your membership to the Diamond level membership, you definitely want to do that. That'd be great there as well. So listen, I'm excited about this. And also, very last thing, if you do also want to become, do your member hosted Zoom call, that is particularly important as well. I want to get more of our members signed up for that also, so we can actually promote your products, promote your services, just make more individuals aware who you are and what you're doing. I'm going to place this link here down in the chat, so that way you can actually get signed up for it there also. We have a couple of sessions you can do. I think you can do 1, you can do 2, but you can do 3 sessions, and you can do all of that there. I'm going to place it down in the chat here right now, and that way you can all actually go ahead and get signed up for that. We have several members already signed up, so I'm going to be in contact with you all that have already signed up. I'll be in contact with you. Been doing a little bit of traveling as well, running around the country, but I'm going to get back home and sit down somewhere and rest my nerves. So this will be good, but I'll really be focused on you all actually getting this member hosted Zoom call going forward, so we can start to get you going. Then we're going to be doing our Zoom calls just for members that are making $100,000 or less. Also for our gold members, I'm going to be doing a separate Zoom call once a month as well. We'll be putting that together. Then we're going to be doing some Zoom calls as well for our diamond members also. Man, that diamond member Zoom call was so great. If you are making $500,000 or more and you're not a diamond member, you definitely want to become a part of that, because I have something great that I'm going to be announcing for our diamond members. We're going to have a Black Directory. I just announced this on the last call. We're going to have a Black Directory Diamond Member Summit. So if you're a diamond member, just going to actually bring our members in 30 minutes each. We're going to come on Zoom, and we're also going to come on YouTube as well, just like we're doing now. You can have 30 minutes each, 30-minute session to come in and talk about your business. We're going to go back to back, back to back. I'm going to make sure I have my water and have my Gatorade, something to drink. I might take a bite to eat as well, but this is going to be fun. We're going to have a summit. We might also do it in conjunction on Clubhouse as well, but we'll be working on all of that. But we're going to do a Black Directory Diamond Member Summit. Then we're going to go back to back. We may start at 10 o'clock and just keep on going until we get all the members going, and we may go back to back days as well. That's going to be good because it's going to give you all a chance to become aware of some of our larger companies, who they are. We have members that are doing millions and millions of dollars in revenue. And also, we're going to be launching a new show here also as well. So I'm not going to go into too many details. So we have a Black Directory new show coming up that we're going to be launching on YouTube. So members, stay put. We got a lot of things coming on. We got a lot of things coming up. So the new show, Linda was there when we did our last episode there in Chattanooga. Man, I told you I made it to Chattanooga. I made it. Forget New York, forget Paris, forget LA. I made it to Chattanooga, God dog it. I have arrived. Absolutely. So and thank you all so much for the hospitality. Jamila and Linda, you all absolutely gave great hospitality there. Me and my wife, as we spent some time there in Chattanooga. Definitely, we have to check out the volcano next time, Jamila. I know we missed it this time. We were almost there though. We were almost there. Almost got in the door. They wouldn't let us in. I almost went super black and kicked the door in, but I didn't do it. I didn't do it this time. But this is good. So we're going to be doing, like I said again, a Black Directory Summit, Black Directory member, Diamond Member Summit. We're going to be going back to back sessions, actually talking about our members. Then we're going to be doing some more things for our gold members. But I'm so excited about, if you're making $100,000 or less, you definitely want to make sure that you're joining. Make sure you renew your membership as well. I'm really going to be focused on, thank you so much, Kadisha, really going to be focused on helping you all to grow, get beyond that $100,000. and really take your business to the next level as well. So we're going to be working together, partnering together, teaming together as well. So that is going to be key. And again, as I mentioned earlier, we have a new show that we're going to be launching. So our actually Black Directory member only Zoom call, I'm going to schedule that. More than likely, put your calendars down now. We're more than likely going to do that on the 25th. So about 2 weeks from today, Thursday, August 25th at 1 p.m. More than likely, that's when we'll do our member hosted Zoom call. So for non-members that are still on, thank you all for that's over on YouTube. So if you want to join in, we're going to be talking about some great things on our upcoming member hosted Zoom, member only Zoom call. So we do some Zoom calls for non-members, but the member only Zoom calls is where it's at. That's where you really can do business, connect with other members, also promote your products and services, and help to partner with other members. I can't tell you how many members have actually done business together, how many members have actually teamed together, how many members have become $1 million companies just from being a member of Black Directory and growing their company and partnering together as well. So this is where we actually work together, and we're getting ready to do a lot more and take these things to the next level. So again, if you want to join, click on the link. It's up there in the description. You join Black Directory. That allows you to grow it and connect with us on an ongoing basis. Listen, fun stuff. We got a lot of announcements, but I cannot wait to launch our new show. So we're going to launch our new show. Once we get it all edited out, we're going to launch our new show. New Black Directory show is going to be launched on August the 25th. So the first couple of minutes, thank you, William. Good stuff coming up. Absolutely, sir. Good. Stay tuned. Good stuff coming up. God dog it. Good stuff coming up. Listen, it's good stuff definitely is coming up, but we're really excited. We already recorded roughly 20 episodes. So this is why I flew to Chattanooga. We recorded 20 episodes of our new show. So we're going to be releasing them once a week, and it's going to be talking about some things that you have not heard about in the Black business community as well. So every week, and also, last thing I do want to say before we jump off, again, members, I do want to partner with you. So if you have YouTube content, I definitely want to partner with members who already have YouTube content. So some of you have already responded back to me. Give me a few minutes to get back with you because I've been traveling all over the world, just over the United States, not all over the world. I've been traveling all over. And so once I get back to my home, I'll be actually focusing on that there as well. So which is good. Let's do that right there. All right, great. So, but if you have a show, if you have content on YouTube, I've already partnered with another one of our members who actually has sports content. So we're in the process of editing that information. We're going to be actually running that onto the YouTube channel. That's why, again, if you have not subscribed to the YouTube channel, make sure you jump over to the YouTube channel right now. Subscribe to the channel. You can actually be able to go back and watch this YouTube as well, this member hosted Zoom call. But make sure you subscribe to the channel. So as we're releasing new content, you'll be able to see everything that's going on. So again, if you have a show, even if you have a show on Facebook, if you have a show on Facebook, if you have a show on Instagram, whatever you're doing, send me an email. Say, hey, I have some content because I want to help you to actually get monetized. YouTube, listen, YouTube is paying millions of dollars. And I need more of our Black business owners to get some of that money there as well. I see some people that are just not as smart as some of you all that I'm looking at that are making millions and millions of dollars in revenue. So we want to help some of you, our business owners, to be able to get some of that money, but you need content, and also want to teach and show you what you need to do with that content, how to begin to create it. So more content. We'll also, again, for our referral partners as well, and for our diamond members, I sent an email out to you as well. So again, if you have that information, that marketing information, send that in to us. That 5-day marketing information, send that in to us because we want to help promote your information throughout our social media channels as well, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. We just created a new TikTok as well. So if you don't have a TikTok channel, you definitely want to create a TikTok channel. That's where it's at these days. These kids are making a lot of money on TikTok also. A lot of dancing. You won't find me on there dancing, but you'll find me on there watching some stuff. So I ain't gonna be on there dancing. But I'll be watching you. So definitely, if you have a YouTube TikTok channel, send that information to us because we want to partner in with you on a lot of your social media content and help you all to grow, help you all to expand. So the what is the word, again, members, as we wrap up here, what is the word? Kadisha is right on it, right on. What's the word of the year? What are we talking about? Scale. It's time to scale. Thank you, more. It's time to scale. It's time to grow. This is why I love what Sarita is doing, because if you're already in the industry, if you're already doing it, now is the perfect time to connect with someone like Sarita. Again, she's already doing millions of dollars in revenue. So if you're doing less than 100,000, if you're doing $500,000, if you're doing less than $1 million, Connect with somebody. I heard a wise man say one time, if you want money, you get with people who already have it. Somebody put that down in the comments. If you want money, you get with folks who already have money because they're going to show you how to get it, right? So you don't have to figure out how do I get to millions of dollars in revenue. You find a company that's already doing it. You connect with them. You help that company to grow. They're going to help you to grow. Everybody partners. Everybody works together. So this is why I love what Sarita is doing, because we help her to grow. Exactly, Antoine. Your network is your net worth. Get with folks who already have the money. Exactly. Thank you, Elijah. So once you start to do that, it allows you to grow. It allows you to expand. And you don't want to be the only one to grow. And this is the very last thing I'm saying. I'm cutting it off here. But I love what Fat Joe said. I said it last time. Actually, I said it on a Diamond member Zoom call. Fat Joe said, if people that become billionaires don't become billionaires by themselves, right? They do it as a network. They do it together. And this is how we all grow. We're all going to grow as we expand together. I can keep going, but I'm cutting it off and be like a preacher. I'm stopping. Yes, I am. But y'all ain't sent your tithes and offerings. Again, I told y'all, $, Black Directory, $, Black Directory, help Black Directory grow so we can do more of this. We can really help our members grow, help our members to expand. So again, if you haven't signed up yet, click on the link. It's in the description. Go ahead and sign up for the training. This training starts in 2 days. It starts Thursday, 1 o'clock. So you want to make sure that you take that training, get going on that training for the freight broker. And I think this is a great thing that she's actually doing. And we're going to bring it back again on the next section as well. And we're going to be talking about some more things about transportation as well, how to buy your first truck. So that's good. And then we're going to be bringing in some of our other members on some of what they're doing with some of their companies and really exposing them. All right. I'm excited. I'm back to my vacation. Y'all have a good one. I'm out of here. See y'all later.